everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.
Here from the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
And I am Matt Nost. This is a show that we do for our patrons over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. They send in whatever they'd like us to talk about, and we just answer them as they come in. We do not know what they are beforehand, so it's a surprise to us as much as it is you.
Which I love. All right, we'll start us off, Matt. What do we got?
First one comes from Noel Kelleher, and he says, "Hey, lads, a quick one for you. Hey-o." Parenthetically, he put the hey-o in there.
I know, I like that.
I was describing the Batman to a friend who hadn't seen it recently. I told him it was like Seven, but set in Gotham. This got me thinking, are there any other mashup type movies you'd like to see set in a superhero/villain setting? So say James Bond type movie, but with the Green Arrow or Oliver Queen on some big mission, or an Ocean's 11 type heist with some of the lesser Spidey villains teaming up. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Noel.
Wow. An interesting question, Matt, for sure, because there is so much superhero, supervillain stuff happening right now that almost every possible combination or mashup has been explored. And even now, today, as we're recording this, they announced that the Joker 2, Foi de Gras, whatever it's called, will be coming out in 2024. They've got a release date, and it's a musical. So even something insane like the Joker being in a musical is a part of the world of superhero stuff. So a mashup, yeah, I mean, I'd have to think about it. What about a Jason Bourne Nightwing movie where Nightwing is a little more of a darker character, a little more of a harder edge character, trying to find out what's going on, not only in Gotham, but in something bigger than Gotham, how it's affecting Gotham in a way that's a bit more of the espionage political thriller. It could be interesting.
Don't you think, though, with a character like Nightwing,
yeah,
they'll go through the production and get it all the way to the goal line, and then they'll pull it after having spent $90 million. Got one guy who swore off ever wearing the cape again to get back into the cape, and a bevy of other things. I'm amazed that they, at this point, decided, yeah, we're going to eat $90 million.
Yeah, I don't think they're done either. As we're recording this, they just went into their Warner Brothers investors call. So I don't know what new announcements we're going to be getting, but a lot of people feel like they're going to be killing HBO Max. They're going to be killing the Blue Beetle movie. They're going to be killing a number of things that in the Supergirl movie. So there's a lot of money, and maybe, just maybe, they decide to kill the Flash overall, because if they're going to walk away from Michael Keaton, which a lot of analysts are feeling like this is Zaslav deciding to walk away from the Michael Keaton nostalgia situation, it's going to be way more than 90 million that they're tossing into the fire, man.
If there's a project they need to get rid of, it's that one. Not fucking
Flash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, for a problematic star that you're gonna have to parade around to do press.
Yeah.
I don't know how exactly you do that. But anyway, back to the question.
Yes.
I think a natural one would be something like Heat, where it's a big shootout type of robbery heist.
Yeah.
So you could take easily, I think it's got to be grounded real world villain. So he brought up the two subsets in Batman or Spider-Man, because everybody else has somewhat fantastical, unless you're going like the original Iron Man when you have Obadiah Stane, but everything after that is pretty much, superhero territory.
Yeah.
Whereas Batman and Spider-Man keep it slightly more grounded.
Right.
But yeah, I could easily see like a Penguin type Heat movie where they're busting in there, and then. Ooh. But do we want do you want it to be a standalone villain film without the hero coming in type of situation?
Well, I mean, you had Joker make over $1 billion, so it would all depend on, I think, how it's made.
True.
If it will attract people, I was thinking of like Split, the multiple personality. What if you took a villain like that who had multiple, what if you went really fucking dark with Two-Face and you spent the whole movie like Split. It's like this guy is this far out there, and maybe some smaller hero has to stop him, not necessarily Batman, but maybe Azrael or one of the Robins, Tim Drake or something. But before they stop him, they see some pretty insane shit that he pulls off, and it's an R-rated approach to it. That could be really interesting. I hate to stay in the Batman universe only. I got to expand my mind out to other.
I know, but I still feel like
so good. Yeah,
Batman or Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it's like they're still regular people, so you could put them into these regular films, quote unquote regular, as opposed to if you choose anybody else, you go with a Thor or something.
Yeah.
Well, he just took on the God Killer. I don't know how you put the God Killer or someone like that into one of these other movies.
Right.
It's a little more difficult. Even if you stay within DC, everybody else, by and large, has villains that kind of match who they are. Superman, you've got a Brainiac or something like that, which
Bizarro and all that.
Yeah, it doesn't, or Wonder Woman or Flash or any of those others. It's like it's not grounded in as much reality as these other two characters.
I mean, a cyborg Terminator movie could be really interesting. Maybe even a romantic comedy with Green Arrow and Black Canary, where like When Harry Met Sally with Green Arrow and Black Canary, right? You kind of mess around with that kind of approach so that the Justice League is involved, but in ways that are, that you aren't used to seeing, like having conversations about relationships and shit in the middle of the fight, or maybe afterwards at the Justice League headquarters or wherever. I mean, it could be interesting. And then you have the female side where Black Canary is like talking to Wonder Woman, and maybe if you bring in Fire and Ice from the Justice League International run, you could bring in more women who are part of the Justice League to be like the sounding board. So you're getting a little bit of different points of views here, but within the construct of a superhero film. Could be, I don't know. Could be interesting. I don't
know. What about, this is really dark, but you take somebody like Doc Connors, who wants to turn the world into lizards, and you do like a Schindler's List type of thing where you get into the mind of an individual that wants to destroy humanity. So he is Ralph Fiennes in this, and there's somebody around him trying to talk him out of. You got to find the humanity in the world around you, as opposed to morphing and changing everything. I told you it's a dark idea.
It's super dark, but I mean, that could be a great series. Where you're seeing like a 6 to 8 episode series, and you're seeing the progression. If you keep the cast list small, it could be very interesting to see the conversations that would come out of it, because you'd be like, well, I kind of see Kurt Connors' point of view in how terrible humanity actually is to each other. But then, of course, you've got to have that other side. That's the light side. That's
the answer can't be, we need to destroy all of humanity.
Exactly.
To be able to find the positive in this situation, as opposed to only seeing negative, and the way to change that is to destroy it all and tear it.
Well, it's not like and it's not like lizards are known to be the nicest fucking animals, Matt. So it's like, are you exchanging one for the others? Will it really solve the problem?
Look, they are what they are. It's I don't think anything in nature is nice or not nice. True. It's just surviving.
Always in survival mode. Yeah. One way or another.
You are just in its way to survival. It has no malevolence in it. It's just, you're either, a threat or not, food or not. Pretty much, a polarity to the world.
I think an Ace Ventura Plastic Man film would be fun. Like because Plastic Man trying to solve some sort of insane mystery, kids get involved, possible love interests.
Okay.
And you take advantage of the humor that is Plastic Man. So, I mean, that could be fun.
But sadly, that's a comic book that no one has a connection to. So this is never getting greenlit. It's a great idea.
Look, 10 people knew the Guardians of the Galaxy were. I think if you get the right director, maybe bring back Tom Shadyac. I think he did those to do his version.
Marvel was, riding a high at that point.
Marvel had established itself. Yeah.
If a Marvel was coming out with that today, I would be hesitant, because so far Phase 4 has been lackluster.
Right.
So I don't know if I would be putting as much faith in the creative endeavor as. But look, it's entirely possible. I mean,
Yeah,
we are slowly running out of known superheroes.
that's what I'm saying. We're running
So
out. Yeah.
Plastic Man, it's got a name that everybody can at least wrap their head around.
Yeah. Any final ones before we jump off this question?
No, it's one of those where I think if we took the time,
Yeah.
we could come up with some really interesting ideas. It's a great question, Noel.
Yeah. I agree. Like maybe a Godfather. If we could have a Godfather approach to
Sure,
something
Kingpin.
in the suit, yeah, maybe like like he has a son or something like that, or a brother, and it could be very interesting to explore. So, he does have a son and his wife, of course, who died in that car accident. But maybe there's something more you can explore there through like a Kingpin Godfather approach. That could be fun, a lot of fun for sure. Anyway, all right. Well, let's take a break here, Matt, before we jump into our next question here from our sponsors. We'll be right back right after this. All right, we are back. Are we jumping into Charles Clark's question here? Is that what we're doing next, Matt?
That's what we're doing.
All right. Well, this is from Charles Clark. Go Mountaineers. I'm just going to say that ahead of time. Hello, Matt and John. I was going to submit another bracket last week. Then Josh Sachs threw down the gauntlet with his own bracket challenge. I love making these, and if you did seriously do a show of these, I would make plenty of submissions. Ooh, interesting. Today, my submission is a battle of two great directors, Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese. Oh, wow. I've attached the separate lists of the top 16 films ranked by their average on IMDb, Metacritic, and Rotten Tomatoes scores. Their average is posted on the Word document as well, with their score ranked out of 10. There were several ties, so I used the Rotten Tomatoes user scores as the tiebreaker. Oh, that's good. That's smart. The bracket is attached as a picture. The bracket site Josh sent wasn't working for me for some reason, but mine isn't great either. Had fun with this one. There are incredible matchups, some strange ones as well. I look forward to hearing this debate and reasoning. All right, Matt, let's bring it up here. I'm going to download it because it's kind of small when you bring it up on what he sent. So he sent it as a JPEG. Please send it as a PNG or something. It's a lot easier. All right. All right. I'll do the top half of the bracket and you read the bottom half here, Matt. Schindler's List at number 1, taking on Munich. So 2 Spielberg films taking on each other. Bridge of Spies taking on West Side Story. So he's put Okay, so never mind. All right, so Bridge of Spies taking on West Side Story. Raging Bull at number 9 takes on Alice Doesn't Live Here at 24. The Aviator takes on Raiders of the Lost Ark. E.T. takes on The Last Temptation of Christ. Holy mackerel. I mean, can you even consider what that might lead to? After Hours at number 13, taking on Age of Innocence. And The Color of at number 20, and The Color of Money taking on Saving Private Ryan there as the last matchup in that section of the bracket at 29 and 4. Please, Matt.
You missed the Post versus Close Encounters. 21-12.
21-12, the Post versus Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Apologies. Yeah, all right. Matt, second half of the bracket here.
Second half is, and for future reference, Charles, it's a gorgeous bracket.
Yeah.
But if you could invert the colors, we could print it off.
Yeah, right.
Because it's black background, and that's almost an entire cartridge of black. So that shit is not getting printed off. All right. Top of the bracket. Number 3 versus 30 is Taxi Driver versus The Last Crusade.
Oof.
19 versus 14 is Minority Report versus Catch Me If You Can. The 11-22 is The Departed versus Jurassic Park. 27 versus 6 is The Color Purple versus The Irishman.
Yeah.
7 versus 26 is Jaws versus The Wolf of Wall Street. Boy, that's brutal.
That is tough.
23 versus 10 is The King of Comedy versus Mean Streets.
Oof.
15 versus 18 is Hugo against Lincoln.
Okay.
And finally, 31 versus 2 is Goodfellas and Casino. Casino 31, Goodfellas at 2.
Jesus.
Yeah, there are a few matchups here that are like, how is this a first rounder? This is brutal.
All right. So are you writing this down or how are we doing this?
Yeah, I guess I'll write it down as we go.
Okay. We should have just did the whole show off this. This is going to be a long one. Or maybe it's quick, depending how we feel. All right.
Well, what are you taking for the first one?
Schindler's List. Not even a
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
That one's easy.
Bridge of Spies, West Side Story. I'll take West Side Story because I think Bridge of Spies is kind of boring.
I still haven't seen West Side because
Okay.
it's a musical. Don't really care.
Fair enough.
So I'll take Bridge of Spies, but I mean, it knows it's dead in the water.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Right. I'll take
All right.
Raging Bull over Alice for sure.
Yeah, I'll take Raging Bull as well over Alice Doesn't Live Here anymore.
Yeah.
Now we got Aviator versus Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders. No question.
Yeah. Surprised Raiders is an 8 by the rankings.
Oh shit.
I don't think either of the indies fared well in the rankings.
Hmm.
Okay, next we got E.T. versus Last Temptation.
Fuck. I mean, I'm gonna put Last Temptation on before I put E.T. on, so I will say Last Temptation.
So far, we are in lockstep, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure the fans are super upset about that, but that's how it would go.
Yeah. I mean, they had to know.
Yeah, right. I mean,
upon listening to this, well, these guys don't care for this, but hey, what are you gonna do?
there's more weight to Last Temptation. Anyway, all right. Close Encounters over the Post, definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Although the Post is a good film, but I'd take Close Encounters.
I have no real attachment either.
Fair enough.
All right, what do we got next?
This one is weird. I guess I'll take After Hours over Age of Innocence because Age of Innocence, I don't know, it just did nothing for me. And I did at least somewhat enjoy After Hours.
Those are both a shrug to me.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree.
Yeah, just so I don't have to write more, I'll write down After Hours. I really don't care. It's going to lose regardless of the next round.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
Color of Money and Private Ryan. So yeah, I'd have to give it to Private Ryan over Color of Money. I think Color of Money is a what do you call that? Like, it's a good college try. Bless you. But I don't think it's got anywhere near the magic of The Hustler.
All right, bottom half of the bracket: Taxi Driver versus Last Crusade.
That's fucking brutal, man. I mean, I have to take Last Crusade because I just like it more. But Taxi Driver is technically a better film.
I don't even question it. It's Last Crusade by a mile. I mean, I like Taxi Driver, but I don't go back to rewatch Taxi Driver.
I know. It's tough.
It's a lot.
God damn, it's a tough matchup. Normally, it'd be Taxi Driver all the way through almost to the final, but I mean, when you're putting it up against Last Crusade, which film do I prefer? It's Last Crusade, sadly.
Yeah.
All right.
Next, Minority Report versus Catch Me If You Can.
Well, I'm going to shock you here. I'm going Minority Report on this one. I like Catch Me If You Can. It's fun, but I enjoy Minority Report more.
I agree. I take Minority Report. Catch Me If You Can. It sucks that this is your first round matchup.
Right.
But you went up against something that I prefer. So
yeah,
Minority Report takes it. Next one's a tough one. Departed versus Jurassic Park. I know mine.
Not for me, man. I go right to The Departed. I look, Jurassic Park is nice. It's a good movie, but I don't have the connection to it that other people have. Whereas The Departed is a lot of fucking fun. And even with the rat crawling across the fucking thing at the end, I still enjoy the madness of The Departed.
Our first departure, I'm taking Jurassic Park.
Fair enough.
The next one is The Color Purple versus The Irishman.
Yeah, I got to go The Irishman here. I like The Irishman a lot as a movie. Rewatched it like at least 3 or 4 times. And Color Purple is great. Don't get me wrong. It's a very moving film. But I think Irishman is just a more well-constructed, mature film. And this is Scorsese still doing it at this level at his age. And this is a young Steven Spielberg with this version of The Color Purple, which has some great performances and moving moments. But I just think overall The Irishman is a better constructed film.
I agree. I took The Irishman as well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Color Purple since it's been 20 some odd years.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I mean, I've seen it and I've never gone back to rewatch it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Um,
This one. Oh,
this one's brutal. Jaws versus The Wolf of Wall Street.
I'm gonna let you go first on this one, man. I can't do all the brutal ones first. Oof. Oof.
I mean, how Jaws is a 7 and Wolf of Wall Street is a 26, and I'm not blaming Charles because Charles is just using the aggregate scores.
Yeah.
It's just I can't believe that these two weighed out in this degree. Like you're telling me, in the next bracket, Mean Streets is better than Wolf of Wall Street?
I can't tell you that. Or King Comedy. Yeah.
Or Hugo is better
or,
than Wolf of Wall
Lincoln.
Street? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, I gotta go Jaws. I know I said let you go first, but I gotta go Jaws.
I legitimately don't know. I mean, for pure rewatchability, The Wolf of Wall Street,
right?
Because Jaws is a lot.
Yeah,
but boy, it's impactful. It's amazing. All right, just to mix it up, I'll take Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, all right. I definitely take King of Comedy over Mean Streets.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah. I'll take Lincoln over Hugo.
In agreement again?
And I will take Goodfellas over Casino.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's I can't deny that. All right.
All right, moving on. So now we each have the same upper bracket.
Yeah.
Slight departures on the lower bracket.
I'll just yeah.
Schindler's versus Bridge of Spies. I don't even think I need to ask this question.
No, it's not even a question. Schindler's.
All right. Raging Bull versus Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Ooh. I'm going to take Raiders. I think Raging Bull is a rough experience as a movie, and I've seen it maybe 3 or 4 times in my entire life, whereas Raiders I've seen multiple times, and I think Raiders is quietly one of the greatest constructed films ever. So I will take Raiders, even though Raging Bull is an incredible achievement from Scorsese. I just think Raiders deserves the nod here.
Yeah, I echo the same sentiment. Raging's great, but Raiders is an all-time classic that I could watch at any point if you put on, whereas Raging, I think I kind of need to be in the right mindset to sit down and watch it start to finish.
The fact that I have no interest in buying the Criterion version of Raging Bull in 4K tells me that Raiders is the choice.
All right, Last Temptation versus Close Encounters.
I gotta go. I gotta go Close Encounters, even though I think Temptation is a damn good film.
All right, I'm taking Temptation.
Ooh, strong choice, bud.
Close Encounters is one of his early ones that and like E.T. I just don't ever go back to rewatch.
Fair enough.
This one I don't even need to ask.
Yeah.
After Hours versus Private Ryan. Private Ryan takes that.
Definitely.
All right, lower bracket. We've got Last Crusade versus Minority Report.
Yeah, Last Crusade.
Last Crusade it is. All right. Then you have Departed versus Irishman. I have Jurassic Park versus Irishman.
I'm going to go the Irishman here. I mean, Nicholson is at times out there in The Departed. And although I do prefer it over Jurassic Park, if I'm given the choice between the 2 films, I would probably put on The Irishman. I might not finish it, but I would put it on because I enjoy the performances and the dialogue in that movie a lot.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Jurassic Park just because I don't know. I don't know any time I'm going to sit down and watch The Irishman start to finish again, whereas Jurassic Park I have recently.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it's just an easier, more accessible film.
Yeah.
All right. So to mix it up, I took Wolf of Wall Street versus King of Comedy, and you have Jaws versus King of Comedy.
Yeah, Jaws.
Yeah.
All
right, so Wolf and Jaws. Yeah.
Okay.
Lincoln versus Goodfellas. I probably don't need to say this aloud.
It's Goodfellas. Yeah.
Goodfellas makes it. All right, we're down to our Elite 8.
Oh. All
So we
right.
got Schindler's versus Raiders.
Oh my God, dude,
I know
that's
mine.
Kentucky Duke. That is Kentucky Duke. Oof.
I'm taking Raiders.
All right. I think I have to take Schindler's, man. It's just a better film. It's just a classic Best
right.
Picture winner, man. It's his only film that he won Best Picture with, I think.
Okay, so we've got Close Encounters versus Private Ryan, and me, Last Temptation versus Private Ryan.
Private Ryan.
Yep. Private Ryan makes it past. That's saying something. You're not the biggest fan of that film.
Yeah, I mean, but like Private Ryan is still a damn good film. It's just for me, after that first half an hour, as I've said, it doesn't hold up the rest of it, but it holds up enough to beat Close Encounters for me, at least.
Yeah, I don't even question it. All right, so top part of the bracket is down to the final four. We've got two more matchups in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
Last Crusade versus Irishman for you, and Jurassic Park for me.
Yeah,
I am going Last Crusade.
Yeah, I'm going Last Crusade as well.
Wow. All right, now we have Jaws versus Goodfellas for you, and Wolf of Wall Street versus Goodfellas for me. I know mine. I took Goodfellas.
Yeah, as much as I hate the last 20 minutes of Goodfellas, and I hate the last 20 minutes of Goodfellas, you can't deny that that's a better film than Jaws, even though Jaws is incredible. You can't deny this. There's just more going on. Yeah, all right, I'll take Goodfellas. Damn.
There's more characters to relate to, understand, peer into that world.
This is terrible.
All right, so our final fours are, you have Schindler's, Private Ryan, Last Crusade, and Goodfellas. I have Raiders, Private Ryan, Last Crusade, and Goodfellas.
Yeah.
So Schindler's versus Private Ryan.
That's what I have?
Yeah.
No. Wow.
I'm guessing you go Schindler's?
Yeah, I go Schindler's, yeah.
All right, so I'm going Raiders.
Private made it far enough to be cannon fodder for Schindler's. Congratulations to Raiders.
Well, it was Tom Hanks on the bridge, you know, telling Schindler's to earn this.
Oh, Private.
This one to me is a Sophie's Choice situation for me personally. Last Crusade versus Goodfellas, two of my all-time favorite movies.
Go ahead, buddy boy. Yeah, this is the Matt Nost twosome here. Wow.
Yeah, that's literally two of my all-time favorite. Goodfellas is in the argument for my favorite movie.
Wow.
But like Last Crusade is in my top 5.
Well, I think
it's always the Desert Island. These are two movies that I always choose for that. Okay, well, what 5 movies or 3 movies or whatever?
Right.
Like those two, Empire, Fletch, and I'd probably throw in like another comedy or something. I'm going Goodfellas. God, that is absolutely brutal.
I'm gonna have to go Goodfellas as well on mine.
Like, why couldn't Last Crusade be on the other side? Stupid. Are we going by fan votes or critic votes? I don't know. I'm looking somebody to blame. Not you, Charles. The populace at large.
Yeah.
This is why the founding fathers didn't trust democracy.
Yeah.
You know?
This is why the critics,
the masses.
The masses don't always get it. This is why there are critics. As much as critics are vilified and bitched about, the masses, if you let the masses choose what the best films are, you're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you get Zack Snyder voted in at the Oscars.
Bots or not, you get Zack Snyder voted in at the Oscars.
Did they ever determine how much of that was bots? I heard it was a tremendous degree, but
yeah. Well,
how much?
In my opinion, that was a very biased article, and they kind of went a certain direction with it. So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if that was 100% confirmed. There were 3 different surveys, but I'd like to have it done by someone who's not biased at some point. But anyway.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good.
Yeah, I read the headlines and it's like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I am not going to read these articles. It's just like, oh, there was majority, like a lot of bots. Be like, oh, well, you know, I could see that.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
What's our finals matchup here?
You have Schindler's versus Goodfellas, and I have Raiders versus Goodfellas.
Schindler's versus Goodfellas. Wow. Well, I have to give it to Schindler's because I have no negative criticisms of Schindler, whereas I do feel the last 20 minutes of Goodfellas, even though that's like teaching you how shitty this life actually is, I just hate it because I enjoyed the movie so much up until that point. So sadly, I'll have to give the vote to Schindler's List over Goodfellas. Wow, I'm shocked.
Yeah, Goodfellas already basically beat the Patriots in Last Crusade. Like they won their Super Bowl already.
Yeah.
For me, so this one is easy. If it was the final, then I'd be doing the same hemming and hawing.
Yeah.
But Goodfellas takes it for me. So my number one overall, after all of that, is Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas, and yours is Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List.
Wow.
Which is nice. Both directors were ultimately represented.
Yes.
And we had, majority Spielberg going into the Final Four.
I know. Wow, that's kind of shocking. Well, I think because of the setups. It isn't because it's necessarily a better film. It's because of the scores here, which are on the email that Charles sent us. So yeah, I mean, kind of surprised. Charles only attached though the first 16. Oh, I see how he did it. Okay, so 16. Got it. So Casino was 7.77. Wolf of Wall Street was 7.90. So. Wow. Kind of shocking there.
Like legitimately, Aviator's 7.93.
Yeah.
No fucking chance it's better than Wolf of Wall Street. Alice doesn't live here anymore. No chance.
Or even Last Temptation. Yeah, I mean, Alice. Yeah.
King of Comedy, Age of Innocence, Hugo's, After Hours.
Dude, I mean, how are those films ranked above? Yeah. No, I think if you redid that with the new critics or the most recent critics, I think this would be a completely different.
Yeah, skewed. I would put on this list, Wolf of Wall Street is number 2 for me.
Wow. After Goodfellas, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Goodfellas, then Wolf.
Strong.
And then I'd probably even depart further. Maybe go Casino 3.
Yeah.
Instead of Irishman. Irishman is an 8.9.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, people love that movie, dude. I love that movie. The Steven Spielberg one, Crusade, is number 15, 7.83, dude. It's only above Munich.
Yeah, look at the Post is above Jurassic Park, Color Purple, Last Crusade in Munich.
I think because I think critics were harder back then, man. They were just harder back then. Indiana Jones Last Crusade, like, I'm sure a lot of critics were like, this is a good film, but it's kind of crowd pleasing and blah, blah, blah. Whereas now, you see that it's a different approach, I think, from a majority of critics. They're a lot more lenient.
I don't know. You say that, but then if you go back and look up like any kind of Rotten Tomato or Metacritic score from a movie from 1952, it's 100% almost always.
Right, of course.
It's just like, okay, well, this doesn't give me any idea.
I also think is Rotten Tomatoes is not going back there and going, what does the San Jose Mercury Press feel about, The Searchers or something?
They have a staffer going through microfiche.
There's no fucking way. Rotten Tomatoes is like, where? Because I mean, how many of those newspapers or critics like actually transfer their shit digitally? So, there's just no way.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I just feel like they don't. Yeah.
But anyway, another fun bracket.
Yeah, thank you, Charles. That was great. Fuck, man. Dude, this has to be our new show, Matt. I feel like the more we do of these, could this replace Topic Thunder, become our new show? I mean, I wouldn't say no.
It's just creating 4 of these a month by not us, so we don't have to, you know what I mean? We come into it blind. I do love it, though.
I love it. Yeah.
It's a great idea. It's different every time, too.
Yeah.
And, I also like it because they're building upon what others have done in the past instead of just like ranking their personals.
Yes.
But in like the movie one last night seemed to be just a random way to do it, which I think is the way they just plugged in and the program assigned where they went. That seems fair because otherwise your internal bias is going to skew how you're weighting all this stuff. And this going to the aggregate score, I think is the fairest way to do it.
I agree 100%. So if you're motivated to do that, then start sending them in. Let's, we can pseudo make this a part of every one of these. So if the brackets have inspired you guys, and we're open to all kinds of brackets, so send it in. We can have fun conversations about it for sure. But yeah, thank you to Charles Clark, and thanks again to Noel Kelleher for sending in their questions for today, Matt. Right.
Thanks to you two gentlemen and everybody that supports us over at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
And we can't thank you enough for your continued support week in, week out. It means the absolute world to us. So thank you so much. And if you like, you can follow the show on Twitter at Top 10 Show, all spelled out. And on Instagram and YouTube is /the top 10 podcast with the number 10. And you can follow me anywhere at Matt Nost.
You can follow me at The Roca Says. All right, y'all take care of yourselves. Be well. Remember, we have our main show, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of Topic
Thunder.